tied the boat off and was walking back down the dock and noticed discoloration. Never a good sign. So, diagnosis and what I can learn and what I'm going to do. Well, answered one question. Is there room in here for all the boats? There's Nomad tucked back in there. Diagnosis is, first and foremost, complacency. Each year since I launched, before the season started, I've taken up the deck boards, flotation, and inspected all of this. And as I've noted in past videos, one thing I've realized is my limber holes just weren't big enough. They're too easily clogged with, leaves and bugs and stuff that fall down to the bilge, get stuck there. So each year so far, I've cleaned them out. Nothing has been alarming. So this year I was lazy, we got a lot going on, and I didn't do it. So when I pulled the deck boards up, there was indeed clogged limber holes and some water pooled. If it's at all lively sail, you get waves coming over the bow. Some of that falls down through into this compartment. Right along here, I didn't do the caulking all the way along this stretch. So all it takes is a pinhole, little water gets in there, that wood gets wet, it's going to instantly discolor and quickly rot. Another lesson is the limber holes should have been way bigger, so they're easily cleared and easily visible as to their state. Major change I would make if I were to build another boat like this is I would try to do away with all these little cracks, especially along the bilge, and even this slight indentation from the keelson to the hull, and make sure there's glass all the way across that. I have glass that came up to the edge and relied on caulking to seal, and generally I think that's working. But the true peace of mind, the most vulnerable part of the boat, except for the outside of the hull, is actually this area in the bilge where water can sit. So how to do that in this situation as the angle becomes really steep would be to have leveled all this off, making sure it's going downhill, limber holes across something like that, and this could have all been glassed, filled in, continued on past the mast step, which is another vulnerable, hard to see, hard to clean. So lessons learned. What I've done so far is to scrape back to bare wood along this line and this line with a chisel, widen, and get back to bare wood on each of the 3 sets of limber holes, and then took the thin set epoxy and made sure I've wetted all of that newly exposed wood. And then what I did with the remainder of what I'd mixed is I just set it, let it pool right down in here, just like the water had. And I'm sure that I've not been able to let all of that dry out completely. I have no idea how long it would take, and frankly, I don't want to be without a boat that long. But I'm hopeful that some of that thin set has followed the same track that the water did and helped stabilize down in there. Next step, I'm going to run caulking where I missed it here, and hopefully we're good for quite a while to come. A little bit of this because it doesn't waste epoxy as much while thickening. A little bit of sawdust for color. Well, since I've used this process, icing mix bags, and let's go lay in some billets. I think it was really just this 4 inches that was the culprit. The port side, it's okay. I can actually see a good fillet on that side. Stupid mistake. Could be as simple as which way the shop's laid out and which part was more convenient to get to. Or being right-handed instead of left-handed, or some stupid thing like that. Beautiful morning. Our caulking fillets bolts have gone off nicely. The enlarged limber holes are coated first with thin set and then epoxy. What I think we're going to do is sand and do a urethane coat all along the keelson. And we got a couple little touch-up zones. I'm not up to doing a whole new coat on the top sides yet, where the oars lay against there and where the tiller tends to swing over to port. So while I'm getting ready for urethane, I'm gonna go ahead and address Nomad's scratches that came out of the last outing on the Florida trip, where I grounded on a little bit of gravel. Identify a little strip along the keelson here and take advantage of the opportunity to touch that up with urethane as well. All right, urethane on. I think I can start re-stowing. Ready to get on the road and possibly a long road trip to get in the water and sail with SB Seeker in Oklahoma. Back in business.